Right, so here I am today with none other than Ben, the Entertainer Day for round eight boxing. How are you, sir?
Hanging in there, my man. But keep fighting, Thank you.
Good, good. I've known you for I think 13 or 14 years now, and
Getting on a
there was
bit.
that thing years ago where you were sort of like, they used to nickname you like Benjamin Button because you don't seem to age, and that still is very
One
applicable.
hair on the chest, just one hair
One
now.
hair on the chest. Okay, well, keep maybe condition it or something. Keep it in good condition. So.
Olive oil or something. I don't know oils.
Well, listen. The reason we're primarily doing this podcast today, apart from it's always great to speak to you,
Good
is
man.
you're holding a fundraiser on the 26th, which is in a few Fridays' time. 26th of April. It's going to be in Tottenham. You're going to tell us more about that in a bit, and it's also a Just Giving link, which is going to be is live at the moment. If anyone goes onto Ben's Twitter feed, Ben Day's Twitter feed, you'll see it in there and probably retweeted by Ringtone Boxing, etc. It's
Yeah,
already
be
getting a
very
lot of
grateful.
coverage. And the long and short of it is that, as far as I've known Ben from day one, he's one of the most philanthropic people I know. He'll help anybody for anything. And remember even myself years ago when I'd had a little operation, and the first person I received a card from and a gift in the post was none other than Ben Day, and it didn't
Oh wow,
surprise me at all because that's just the guy
wow.
he is. So, but at the moment, his boxing gym is in need of financial input, and consequently, that the fundraiser and the Just Giving link is going to certainly contribute to plugging the gap there. So we'll talk more about that later. But for the moment, what we're going to do is tell you a little bit more about Ben, the incredible man behind the boxing gloves, and we'll go from there. So listen, mate, I know that you've been through some trials and tribulations in your life. Tell us a little bit more.
Where do you want to start? So much, so much. So much trauma, so much struggle, so much pain, so much suffering. I was reading recently that there's a Greek word for passion, which means to suffer. If you're passionate about something or things, that you're going to suffer, but it's going to be worth it. It really is going to be worth it. I think you need to be pushed, whether you believe in God or universe or whatever. I think you're going to be pushed that far, and that's where all the where you get all the empathy from. That's where you get the resilience from, and these are wonderful, wonderful traits to have. So, in certain respects, it's good that you go, that you to go through these things, and they, you build you as a man, as a person. But the suffering and the struggling, I just need a break from it. Give me a break, please.
You I guess you can maybe sort of expand on this, but through certain trials and tribulations that you did go through, it kind of pushed you into sport and into sport of boxing.
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit more about that.
So, firstly, I'll just go to start when I was quickly when I was young. I was kicked out into the streets. I was a good lad. I just got kicked out into the streets, and I was homeless at 15 years of age. My father had passed. But one thing is, I've become really self-reliant at such an early age, which I find is a gift. You know, because if you can become self-reliant at such an early age, that you don't fall, you've got no one to fall back on. You can't just give up. You just have to keep going. Well, you don't. You can just you can give up, but I just have no quit in me. And when it comes to things like boxing, it's nothing to me. It's nothing. That's the fun part. People say, "Oh, boxing's dangerous," which it is. But boxing's, this and that. It's tough. It's not tough. It's easy. Life, struggle, suffering. You know what I've been through is that's a hell of a lot harder. Um, but yeah, you can come back with great attributes and that kind of thing. But to answer your question, I think what did you say? You said where did I fall into the boxing? Is that correct?
That's it. So this is round two of the question today. So tell us how you got into boxing and what age, because I believe your amateur career, you had a stellar amateur career, didn't you?
No, no, I didn't have no amateur careers. No, 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 no. I am. Oh, this is crazy. I walked into the boxing gym at 27 years of age. 27 years of age. But I don't want to get it twisted. I've always done sport. I did judo when I was young. I got a couple of gold medals in nationals, and a good, unbelievable football player. That didn't work out. run for Devon long distance, and you know, I probably might still have records there. But I was always not very good academically. Thank God. But you know, very good at sport. I could have picked up anything. I could have chosen any sport. But I was on a building site, getting drunk. You know, I know, you know, some people judge, but they shouldn't judge, because I was, you know, suffering from mental health issues, which is, you know, which is I can't even express what the dark places I've been in. But um, yeah, I was on a building site. I wasn't happy. I was earning a lot of money. You know, I could have been on about 1,500 quid a week, and you know, sometimes it even was £2,000 a week, and that was you know, over 17 years ago, maybe more. There's good money, but if you're not happy, you know, you're not happy. I was drinking to forget about the job I had. I was like, this doesn't make sense. Great money, but drinking so much to forget about getting up and going on the building site. And nothing wrong with building sites. You know, I respect, obviously, you know, it's a great trade to have, but it's not my definiteness of purpose. Definitely not. So I found boxing. Andy Bowen, a very, very good friend of mine. He saw something in me, dragged me to the gym. I was like, wow, at 27, this is. And I was like, I love this. And I just picked it up like that. And I found that love and that desire and that passion. And I was addicted. I'm addicted. Do you know what? If I do something, I'm good at it. If I drink, I'm brilliant at it. If whatever I do, I'm amazing at it. And it's the same with like sport. You know, I picked it up just like that. Ended up having one white collar fight. A year later, another white collar fight. A year later, bless Mick Collier, the chairman of the British Boxing Board of Control, very good friend of mine. He granted me a license because he saw the talent. Maybe saw the talent where I didn't, so I owe Mick a lot. And yeah, I sparred Darren Hamilton in front of the board. He was British champion at the time, and you know, there's nothing in it really. You know, we've become good friends, Darren and I, and yeah, they granted me a license. So there's one white collar fight. A year later, another white collar fight. A year later, I turned pro and I was facing a good friend now, but the horrible, awkward Robin Deacon. So it was just like no amateur career. You know, no one's done it. No one's done it this way, and I think you'd be crazy to do it this way. Absolutely nuts.
So round three, question three is: did you have any aspirations entering the sport?
Just to win one fight? No. Yes and no, really. Just at the time, it was just like, oh, I'm a professional boxer. Oh, that's cool. Now what? That was it. That was it. And then I didn't even think. No, I didn't. I didn't have no aspirations because I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, I'm a pro. Oh, what's that?
So listen, I know about your early fights. I pretty much saw most of them. I remember I was covering with Daily Sport at the time, and tell
Yes,
us
right.
about the night you became Southern Area super lightweight champion.
So yeah, after you know, the struggle of the fights, and you know, you learning on the job really. I had the Masters. I won that the first round body shot. And funny enough, Ricky Hatton was there as well, and the boys were on the undercards. He was training. I forget the name. They're all brothers, and I hit him with a liver shot, and it's the same shot Ricky Hatton uses. So that was the first one. One went in looking pretty, come out looking prettier. Then the Southern Area, as you just said, Ryan Taylor, good fighter, very very good fighter. Obviously, once again, I'm the underdog. Blah blah blah. No one's going to learn. You can't. You know, with my heart, will, and desire, you can't. It can't be beat. But the Masters was with Alec Wilkie, really good trainer, and he gave me a really good fundamentals of, you know, setting up your shots and kind of um, like a structure. And then I went up to Rod Julian, and he kind of let me be myself a little bit more with the flamboyancy and the entertainer. So get to your question quickly. I just did my bit, really. I just made him miss, made him look, made you know, like honestly, I showed it to a few people, like even it was shared to Roy Jones, and Roy Jones was just like, wow, this is unbelievable, similar to him, and that really was like a moment in my life to go, wow, like I'm doing it, you know, I'm being myself, I'm being entertaining, I'm looking like Naz, I'm looking like Roy Jones Jr. You know, before anyone there's anything. I said I was looking like him. I didn't say on that realm, but it just come alight. I just come into the entertainer only 11 fights in, and I'm making him miss, making him pay. Funny thing is, I haven't really told many people that. Maybe I have. I don't know. But I said to Steve Goodwin, I said, every time my opponent hits me, I give you a tenner. The next day, I said, oh, you fuck all. And I knocked him out in the first round, and I looked sexy doing it. And it was just like a moment when I fell on the floor and I just started crying. I'm getting emotional now, man. It was like, how the fuck did I do this? You know, how the fuck did I do this, man? Like, you know, all what I've been through, and it was just like a weight been lifted. You know, very emotional because.
No, I understand. I mean, if anyone hasn't seen Ben's fights, I highly recommend you go onto YouTube and just type in Ben the Entertainer Day or just Ben Day Boxer, and you'll get some great results. You literally will see how fleet of foot he is and fleet of hand. Certainly shades of Naz and Roy Jones in there. So,
I
question
appreciate
5.
it.
Right, listen, you have an amazing gym in Euston. It's called the Ringtone Gym. I've had the pleasure of going down there. Tell us more about how that gym happened and how long it's been running.
Wow. So I think it's 15, 16 years, maybe ish, around that. Um, Quick little story. I found the venue, and it was just a basement, and it was dark and dingy. And I thought I could visualize it, and I had a business partner. Two, they pulled out. They couldn't see what I could see. I visualized the gym, and they were like, no one's going to train down here. I'm like, it can work. It can work. And it was basement. It was a little bit cheaper in the area, so I thought it was worth the risk. I started building, you know, the building, the carpentry and the plastering and the dry lining, the walls, the ceilings served a purpose, because obviously without the carpentry, I wouldn't have been able to do the gym because it would have cost too much. So I did it all, and then next minute I was working on it, and then someone from Camden Council said, you've got to do the planning permission. I'm like, oh damn, I thought I already had planning permission. I was blagged into thinking it already had permission. I didn't really know what the planning permission was, because I've always done work on site, so it's different when it's you know, the planning for the area. So the planning was already done, so I didn't even really know much about planning. I bumped into a mate, Garth McWilliam, I haven't seen in years, and he's from Devon, and he said to me, I said to him, what are you doing for a living? This was in London. And he said, oh, I work for Camden Planning Department. I was like, what? I went, oh yeah. Anyway, he did the planning application. Normally gets rejected. It was passed first time. It passed first time. And I said, like, what do I owe you? I can't believe you did this for me. He said, you stopped me from getting beaten up at school. And he said, I'll never forget that, you know. And then all these things started falling into place, you know, like I bought a ring 12 inches off the floor, 14.5 foot by 15.5 foot by 16.5 foot. And it was like made to measure. And all these synchronicity things started coming into practice. And I knew that everything was going to be all right from them, because this ring was meant to be was from Birmingham to South London, and the exact measurements. And it was only like 16 inches off the floor, and it maybe a bit higher, but small platform. It couldn't be too high because of the ceiling. It was like made to measure. You couldn't have, you know. And I phoned them up, and it's this £8,000 ring, and he said, look, we've delivered it. The guy doesn't want it because the canvas is black. Take it off our hands, please, for £1,000. I'm like, this is crazy. And then everything fall into place. And I knew with synchronicity and, you know, meant to be so-called coincidences from my experiences that it was going to be all right. It was going to be all right. And 15 years later, 16 years later, I'm still here. We've had HS2 issues, you know, that line that's come in. I think it is another one from Birmingham to Euston, and all the clients that used to get off at Euston, or people don't see Ringtone Gym. They veered off to the left, to the right. So we had that impact, you know, like a building site in the area, which was difficult. Then obviously the pandemic, and you know, I'm not really I'm not a, how do you explain it? So a lot of people are saying scamdemic. I'm not really, you know, a conspiracy theorist, but it's just like it seems that no, they don't want small businesses anymore. because you're in a little bit more in control of things for small business. Maybe they want everyone working for someone. I'm not too sure, but all I'm saying is that for small businesses, it's heartbreaking because people have lost their businesses that have had 70 years of business. I'm not saying it's easy to get another job, but it's easier to get another job than another business. How heartbreaking it is having a new business and you've had it in the family for years or whatever, or you've just started it, or you've been going 5, 10, 15 years. It's so challenging. Well, it's difficult.
Tell us,
It's heartbreaking.
just again, I've got a bit of an inside track here, knowing the clientele you had and the amazing people that attended. I was lucky to attend a few of your shows, going back a decade plus ago, where you're already raising funds for a number of charities. And one thing that having been around to gyms all around the UK and internationally as well, a lot of boxing gyms are just boxing gyms. You go in there, it's like it was back in those days. It was pretty much just men.
Bit in
There was
sawdust.
hardly any women. Yeah, there was hardly any women training. It was just blokes going in there, train, spar if you wanna, skip rope, hit a bag, come out, and that was it, and
Not
no one
mine.
else allowed. But I remember you changed the script, you flipped the script on that. So tell us
100%.
more about the sort of classes that you had going,
I
or you
was the
do have.
first. I was the first because I went into a boxing gym and I felt intimidated. And I was like, I'm good. Why am I feeling intimidated? You when them Wild Western films turn around, everyone puts a drink down the stairs to you. It's like that all the time. And I'm like, my heart started going. I'm like, what's the matter? I'm good. But imagine if you were a lady, or you was just like a gay man, or a cab driver, big fat cab. I'm not being rude, like some of the cab drivers get to middle age, and they're not saying they're all fat. I'm just saying, you're eating crap all day, you're stopping off, and you're on the move all the day, you're sort of driving all day, you're sitting down. And motivation follows action. If you don't train first, the motivation won't be there. So train first, and then motivation comes after. And people are struggling. They were struggling to train. So I just saw all this kind of, I saw all this market, but it wasn't just the market; it was the people. I've always said, don't build your business, build people. Then people build your business. It was different type of people, and it was just different. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the other side, the spit and sawdust thing, but I just saw a different nature, in my own opinion. And even as a professional and professional boxer, I don't even train. I do train there like spar, but I'd lock the door, and because I don't want people to be intimidated when they walk down and see me absolutely punching lumps out of one of my sparring partners, because they might think it's them that's going to do that. So I did London cab drivers class, ladies only. I even did gay people, LGBT, and it sounds like I'm separating everyone. I'm separating everyone originally, putting them in separate classes so they feel more comfortable. If you know that you're a cabbie, a fat cabbie, I'm joking. Alec Wilkie's going to kill me. A cabbie, and you're gonna see other cabbies that are bigger and middle aged. You're gonna be far more comfortable, right? And it worked. And even with the gay class we put on, people said, "Why are you putting gay classes on?" I'm like, because people feel the lads or whatever felt more comfortable, And I don't care whether you're black, gay, orange, pink, cabbie, whatever. When you go through them doors, we're all the same, you know. It's separating them just to get in the gym. Then all of a sudden, the gays are going to the cabbies, the cabbies are going to like everyone's helping each other, and it's just like recreational, and it's just fun. It's just fun. It's built
You've
with the right
built
people.
you've built champions. You've basically built champions amongst people.
Yeah,
A
that as
champion
well.
is not a person who grabs a belt. It's not a person who
That's right.
necessarily grabs a cup. It's being a champion in life,
Within
and
yourself.
absolutely, and enabling these people to transcend their mental state in terms of where they thought they were and where you've been able to get them to, the confidence you've been able to build,
That's right.
the physical, the social, the mental side of things, the technical aspects of what they've gone through there. All of these areas of development you've been able to push to new heights. Now, the real shame at the moment is that, as you've mentioned, between HS2, the pandemic, which absolutely brought God knows how many businesses to their knees. Cash flow has for the first
Oh,
time really taken a kick in the pants. Now, round seven, it's question 7 here. You've got an event on the 26th of April. Tell us about the event. where is it, how people can support.
Right, this event's at the Selby Centre in Tottenham, and I'm boxing on the show. With Robin Deacon, the guy that I turned pro with. He's jumping in for me, and I'll move on to the why I'm doing it. To get my pro license back. But most importantly, well, equally importantly, is to support, basically save the business. I found it embarrassing because I've always, like I said, become self-reliant. But I need help for once. I can't continue to reduce knife crime. I can't continue to, people are not change people's lives. I'm only going on what people say. It's quite cringe. It might sound cringy, but so many people sent me messages saying I've saved their life, and I'm like, what? Because what I've gave them in the gym. It's not just in the gym; it's outside of the gym. We become friends. Maybe it's the family that I never had. Growing up, that I've kind of created a family that you can trust, you can call anytime, and will support you inside the gym, outside the gym. So this to save this business and support this business is so crucial. That's why I'm trying to let my ego just to accept help. The first time in my life, you told me off. You said, Ben, accept help. Because I need more from you, Zanon. Tell me off. I love it. Accept bloody help, because it's what you've done. Tens of thousands for charity. Won the health and wellbeing awards 2 years on the trot for the community. We go on homeless runs. I'm not going, I've done this, I've done that, but this is what the gym does. We go on homeless runs and give out, because in the area, Tottenham Court Road now, I've seen loads of tents up, and it's heartbreaking because I was that homeless guy, that homeless person. Twice that's happened. I've even slept in a boxing gym, but at 15 years of age, and I don't want anyone else to be like that. So we go on homeless runs with hats and gloves, and we try and support them. And we got food. And like I said, it earns tens of thousands of pounds to all different charities we've done. Obviously, we'd like to give 25% of ticket sales to charity. We can't do it all because, we still need to. It's not all about charity. Eddie Hearn doesn't put on for charity. You need to run. You need to run a business. You've got outgoings and that kind of thing. But to save and support the business is so imperative that we all get together because of the good we do in the area, the knife crime, and everything I've just mentioned. It's so important, and I've
I would
2
like to
years.
say just personally, I've made a small donation on the Just Giving page under the
Bless
name
you,
of
man.
Primo
Bless you.
Carnera, the heavyweight world champion. I implore everybody else to, if you know Ben, you've got this is a cry for help now. If anyone's seen the film The Wonderful Life, this is literally Jimmy Stewart in The Wonderful Life here. He could
Stop,
have
Peter.
done
Stop.
loads of
Get
other
emotional.
different things in his life. He's chosen a route to help people, and now he's getting to that point where he's the walls are sort of caving in him a little bit. So everybody, please go on there. It's a penny or a pound, but put something on there. And if you're able to attend the event as well, it's going to be great. There's going to be various raffle prizes in there, some auction prizes, I believe, as well.
That's
So
right. Yeah.
I'm going to give a little exclusive here. I'm going to give a signed Ruben Hurricane Carter glove in a frame, which shows like
Wow.
what do you call it, like the bars behind it, and it's got a certificate of authenticity, and they've even got a boxing
Wow.
new copy which will sort of go with it as well. So
Wow.
and I'm going to give some signed books and various other books as well. So hopefully raise a few quid, but the guts of the monetary engine that's going to come along has got to be from people
God,
either going
man.
for the Just Giving page or going on the Friday. Excuse me, that's my protein shake coming up from the gym. So anyway, that's the
So
26th
grateful,
of
Paul. So
April.
grateful.
26th of April. So to take you off the emotional plane now, I've got the final
Please.
question. Question number 8. Are you ready, Mr. Ben Day? Here we go. Final question. If you could
Um,
spar 3 rounds with any past boxing legend, who would it be?
ooh. Oh, wow. I suppose it'd have to be my legends, but it'd be respectfully. My top three are Naz, Roy Jones, and Sugar Ray Leonard. To me, they're awesome. It would be a bit of a chess match, counter punches and counter punches and thinkers and IQ. But it'd be any one of those three, and that wouldn't be as a disrespectful thing. That would be a respectful thing, just to say you've been in the ring with him and you've tried to outthink the thinker. and showed them your skills while they'll show you yours. So yeah, that's the answer, man. Sugar Ray Leonard, Nassim Hamed, and Roy Jones Jr. Baby, you must all have forgot.
Superb. Well, listen. Once again, I wish you the very best with the 26th, and thank you so much for coming on to the Round 8 boxing podcast. And I look forward to crossing paths with you very soon, mate.
Bless you so much, Paul, for the support, mate. I'm truly overwhelmed. Thank you, my man, and I'll see you soon.
No problem.